And welcome to another episode of the Sal Licata Show, available here on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. See, Badabooms already off to a rough start. We have special guests with us. I want to call him Pudgy Mike, but he's Pudgyboyzsportstalk on Instagram. Is that the exact handle? Yeah, at Pudgyboys with a Z, Sports Talk on Instagram. We had him on a while back. Did we only do it once, Mike? Draft night we had you
We
on?
did, draft night, yeah.
I know you're a big Giants fan, so I want to do we've been doing a couple spots leading up to the NFL season. I know you can talk Mets as well. Do you do any Yankees?
I don't do much Yankees. I get a lot of backlash for it.
Why?
For being a Mets fan, people don't really.
Yeah, I know, but like that's, you know what I'm saying? Like we grew up on Mike and the Dog where it didn't matter. I know that nowadays it's like you got to stake your claim to your fandom. But the Yankees are the story right now. They're only 4 back. They just swept the Orioles. They're 4 games back in the AL East. And all of a sudden, even without being healthy, they could win that division. But don't worry. We won't get into much with the Yankees there. I just wanted to make sure we update with the news. And they should be getting healthier soon with Bellinger on his way back. But they look good, hitting a bunch of home runs, sweeping the Orioles, and now a big series with the Blue Jays this weekend. And then obviously they'll be taking on the Red Sox next weekend. They get the Astros there in between. We can do some Mets too, I see, and Knicks. But even more so than that, I see you got up behind you. Last time you had, I don't think you had the Michael Jackson stuff, did you?
I did, yeah. That's been up there.
You did have that?
Yeah. These 3 albums here.
Yeah. Because I was thinking maybe you just put that up there for like Senga. You know, and beat
it. It's really amazing timing that the Beat It or that Bad is up there.
Yeah. Now, can you see that Badabooms, or is the Surfside logo in there you go. Yeah, now you can put Surfside back up, but I was looking at that before. I was like, oh, he's probably doing this because of Senga with Beat It. And I was saying, like, I wish Senga would have beat it for the last year, but now all of a sudden it's like a thing with Senga out there. We'll get into a little bit of the Mets as well, but I really wanted to have you on to talk some Giants. Before we do that, Pudgy Mike, and can I call you Pudgy Mike? Is that okay?
You call me whatever you want to call me, Sal.
Okay. Well, we appreciate it. Pudgy Boy Sports is obviously the brand, but like I don't want to say that every time. So Pudgy Mike is the thing.
That's good.
Badabooms is also Pudgy, but he doesn't want to be referred to as that. But you two were talking before I even got in the room, and I noticed something with Badabooms who was not on the last episode. Pop yourself in there, Badabooms. Now Mike. He is a big fan of yours, Badabooms.
I appreciate. I'm a big fan of his.
Well. I mean, now this is what I was walking.
Game knows game.
The straw that stirs the drink here.
Here, wait. Let me move myself from the main seat. I already know it's coming.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel the belt getting hot.
Put me in the middle. But I noticed something about you when you came in.
What's wrong?
What's going on? Your nose is all red. And
I got a little SB.
Peeling.
Got a little SB, brother. You got a problem with that?
You don't use suntan lotion?
No. I'm a tank. I just absorb the sun.
If he's Pudgy Boy Sports, you're Pasty Boy Sports.
Look at you. You're talking to me. I'm darker than you.
I'm Italian. Now. I got some color.
So am I, brother. Much more.
You shouldn't be peeling like that.
4th generation. What are you talking about?
Put some fucking lotion on.
Give me some lotion to put on.
All right, get out. Let me talk some Giants here with Mike.
Bro, I got you.
Where are you at?
Out of nowhere, he hit me with the Badabooms is Pudgy. I couldn't defend myself.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, by the way, I'm taking it out on you because Jose Reyes today, for whatever he was hanging out at SNY, and he's just a great dude. He just can't stop getting on me for my weight. And every time I see him, he's like, how we doing? Because they keep telling him I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to get in shape. And I have been getting in shape. But then like the last few weeks, I've been kind of enjoying the summer a little bit. And Reyes, of course, I see him, and then he lets me know about it. And then he taunted me on Instagram just now. So he gets on me, and then I get on you. That's
light flex. Yeah. I mean, you next to Jose Reyes is me next to you.
Yeah.
You probably look like a fat slob next to Jose Reyes.
Well, he's chiseled, man. Reyes is a chiseled guy.
Dude, he's jacked. What a good guy, too. He's fun. All right, where are you at with the Giants here? We're now, obviously approaching preseason game 2 this week, a couple of weeks away from the season. I'm feeling pretty good about things from where they're at. I forget, dude. It's been so long since we talked about the draft, but a lot has happened since then. You could feel the Harbaugh effect. The latest news is Abdul Carter wants to be Lawrence Taylor. He's a stud. Just give me your overall before we dissect each thing. Where are you at, Mike, going into the season with Big Blue?
Yeah, just going into the season coming in now, going into preseason game number 2, I'm ecstatic that John Harbaugh is here. I saw the fights going on today in training camp. I saw a picture of John Harbaugh in the middle of the scrum pushing back one of the biggest linemen that we have on the practice, that's going to be on the practice squad. I just love the fact that the adults in the room, all you see right now is from all these beat reporters is the word accountability. Guys are being punished. Well, I don't use the word punished, but guys are being held accountable for mistakes that they're making. And I absolutely love the fact that there's no set depth chart either. Nobody's coming in here. It doesn't matter your name, your salary. You're fighting for your job. And with John Harbaugh here, I think the team is just going to make a complete turnaround.
Yeah, and maybe you see it, and we can get into how much of a turnaround that's going to be, but maybe you see it even with a move like Najee Harris, who apparently was running the football well, but just a pro back, a veteran player who had success against Harbaugh in the AFC North with the Steelers. He knows what type of player he wants. But on the heels of Tyrone Tracy missing a block that almost got his quarterback killed, like, you can't do that. In the past, it'd be like, all right, well, you could live with it because Tracy has potential and he could be explosive. But now you don't block, dude. Your ass is going to be out, and that's it.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate for Tyrone Tracy because in his 2 years in the league so far, it's been a little up and down because of injuries, but he has been a pretty good pass blocker. But the unfortunate part for him is that he just got his tent-ridden, injury-ridden quarterback smacked right in the ribs because he missed his assignment. So is that going to cost him his job? I don't know. I ultimately don't think so, but John Harbaugh's definitely not happy with that. You saw the reports about him saying that can't happen.
Yeah, dude, those little things are that's actually not a little thing, but you know what I mean? Like, those are the things that make the difference in winning football games or having a winning football team and not. And the Giants just have not had a winning football team in so long. You mentioned Jackson Dart to the tent. I was away over the course of the weekend, and I saw all the fuss about it. You were, everybody that has an opinion on the Giants making a big fuss about him going to the tent. Where do you stand on Dart playing in the preseason?
I want him playing. I want him getting the reps. I want him this week against Miami going out there for at least 2 drives, working with the new core of receivers that he has. I like what I'm seeing from Fields so far. The whole tent thing, I completely understand why the NFL wants to protect who I think that the NFL actually sees star power in Jackson Dart. So they're going to do what they can to try and protect him as much as possible. Putting him in the tent this many times to me, and especially on the last preseason game in week 1, I think it's becoming too much. And if he doesn't pop right back up immediately, it seems like every time he gets hit and falls down, he's going to the tent. And it's going to cost the Giants points eventually.
Right, but don't you think that that's just to protect the player who is always hurt? Like, that's been his thing. I don't think the league is out to get him. And to your point, like, okay, maybe they're trying to protect him, but I don't even think it's too much. I think if any quarterback got hit the same way Jackson Dart has repeatedly been hit in a short time in the league, he'd be in the tent. If he doesn't like it, don't get hit. If Tyrone Tracy makes a block and doesn't get hit like that, maybe he's not going to be in the tent. If he doesn't fall the way that he does and look like he's banged up, I watched it. It looked like he was hurt. I mean, I don't know what the exact procedure is with this, but if a quarterback gets hurt and there's any question about it, he's going to be in the tent to miss a couple plays, especially in the preseason. I don't understand the fuss.
Yeah, I just have to see now. I'm just looking at it moving forward. Like, I don't want it to be where Jackson Dart goes down on a sack or he gets pancaked because a couple of guys missed it and he falls to the floor, comes up holding his shoulder like this. I don't want instances like that to put him in the tent just because he's, rolling his shoulder over, holding his ribs. That's kind of what I'm afraid of, that they're just going to throw him in there every single time. And that process, as we saw with Dable last year when he ran into the tent and sent Scadaboo in there, and he got fined for it, that process is not quick. That takes a couple of drives to get the guy back and ready on the field.
Are you afraid that Dart will not learn to protect himself better and kind of reel it in even a smidge? I respect the ability to go out there and put your head down and be tough and alpha male and get the first down and big plays. That's part of the appeal of Jackson Dart. Are you afraid, though, he's going to put himself in harm's way too often?
I'll be honest, I was more afraid had we not hired John Harbaugh. I think he's going to install into Dart's head that extra yard we just might not need all the time. I think Josh Allen has perfected being able to put his body on the line for the Bills and avoid injuries for the most part. I think Dart has to kind of try and follow the Josh Allen style of, I have to get out when I can, but when I have to get the big 3rd and 4, and I know I'm going to go down at 2, then fight for those extra 2 yards. But when it's 3rd and 15 and you're running for 7 and you're only going to get 7, I don't need you spinning and running into guys to try and get you that extra 4 or 5 yards.
You got to be excited about the receivers. Neighbors back healthy. The rookie looks like a stud. Where are you at with the Giants? We know what we feel about the quarterback. If he can protect himself, and I think he will too under Harbaugh, we need to see it, but I believe that. But boy, the weapons for a change. Looks like legit number 1 and number 2 receiver.
Yeah, I'm ecstatic about Neighbors coming back. It looks like he'll be ready. I think Neighbors is just one of the more dynamic talents at wide receiver we've seen in this league over the last 10 years. I think he's that talented. Signing Isaiah Likely here, who could play wide receiver as well, played over 70% of the snaps at wide receiver for the Ravens last year. He looks like he's an early target, a favorite for Jackson Dart. Also, Malachi Fields, the third-round rookie out of Notre Dame. Notice who I'm not mentioning here. Darius Slayton, who's been here for a couple of years, just continues to fall down and down the depth chart. And if you have Darius Slayton as wide receiver 4 or even 5, it's not a bad room full of weapons, and not even mentioning the most popular weapon of all, Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, you think Odell's going to end up making the team?
I do. I really do. You saw when you rewatch the film on him, you could see he still gets open. He could still. The only problem with him is that he doesn't offer much besides actually being the receiver on the field. There's no contributions to special teams, which a guy like Calvin Austin and Braxton Berrios will give us. So if he's going to make the team, I think it'll be a little bit of a push from John Harbaugh saying, let me give this to him, and maybe the Giant fan base.
Do you you watching the All-22 in preseason?
Yeah, I got nothing else to do at work.
Bro,
that's what
you got a bed, huh? I didn't realize that.
I'm desperate. I want to win.
It's preseason, the first week of preseason. You break it down film?
You have to. How else am I going to break down how Francis Mauigoa gets his paws on some guy and they just stop? And Arvell Reese, his run defense, when comes right into the middle of a running back, these jacks me up.
Now, do you do that in the regular season as well? You'll watch the game in real time, however you watch it. How are you watching football on a Sunday?
I'm watching it regular on TV with the broadcast, even though some of the broadcasts get a little annoying. Then I'll rewatch the game silently, and then I'll wait for the 22 to come out, and I'll break down the plays that I see during the game.
Wait a second. Why would you rewatch it silently?
It's just to meditate. It's a really sick thing. I just want to. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear the crowd. I don't want to hear the announcers. I just want to watch the actual game and pay attention to what's going on the field instead of hearing like Jonathan Vilma talk about his big run with the Jets in 2009 or 2008.
You have the phone on while you're watching the games. Either one.
It's on Do Not Disturb.
Okay, so and you're not looking to it to check Twitter or social media or anything like that?
No, I try and stay off as much as possible. Even with fantasy, I keep it all Do Not Disturb.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. See, I'm asking this because I want to get myself back in a good dude. When I used to be locked in, I was locked in. I mean, I had even years ago. I'm talking probably 15, 20 years ago. Had 3 screens up. No phone, and I was just locked in on all the action. And now I think it's too easy to be distracted. You got multi-screens going on, you got the phone going on, plus back then I didn't have a wife and kid, which is annoying on Sunday. But like, I want to be locked in again. I miss, even if it's for a couple of games, I miss being locked in. I think the phone's a big problem.
It is the phone, the iPad. Plus, the greatest feeling to me is that chill in the air at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, in the middle of October or November, or nowadays, if you live in Jersey or New York, middle of December, we don't get the chill until now. So, and then just sitting down and focusing from 1 p.m. all the way through the night game and just focusing on football all day. You do have to kind of put your phone on Do Not Disturb. God forbid a play gets had before you even see it, and somebody spoils it for you, depending on how you watch it. I don't know how people watch their games.
Yeah. Legally. Now, you just made me think of this, dude. My favorite was when I was living in the city, single living in the city, and pre-city life, which is only like 4 years or so. I would be home, and that's it, period, on my couch. I wasn't going out to any bars. I wasn't watching any games. I never understood that. Then, when I was single in the city, the best thing was waking up with that chill, the fall air, and like, oh yeah, it's Sunday, a fall Sunday in the city. Go get your spot at the bar, and then just you see the people come in a little bit later throughout the course of the day, and you just stay out from 1 o'clock through the at least halftime of the Sunday night game, and you could see the different crowds. And then by Sunday night, it's usually emptied out, but then by halftime, certainly emptied out. I miss that, man. I miss that a lot. God,
it's the best feeling.
You go out to bars at all? Now I'm like trying to live vicariously. What is your deal? You're married or what?
I am married, yeah.
So you're not going out to bars on a Sunday?
No,
right?
not anymore. We used to lock them. Me and my friends, when I used to live in New York, we locked down Chili's on the island that I used to live. I still used to live on Staten Island. Not a big deal.
Right.
We used to lock down Chili's from 12 p.m.
What, are you ashamed of that?
No, I'm just.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Like, should I tell people? No, it's Staten Island.
Okay.
We used to lock down a corner at Chili's bar from 12 p.m. all the way through, like you said, halftime of the Sunday night game. And we would see people come in and out, and we just would hold it. It was like the greatest feeling. Even the Saturdays watching college, looking forward to the next morning, knowing no matter what time you wake up, you're not going to be tired.
Oh, dude, it's so sick. I think we got to do it. Badabooms, have you ever done that? You're 23. Have you experienced this yet?
I'll blow this if you want me to. I'm so horny right now. I am so riled up. Chili's on a Sunday football.
Dude, Chili, the triple dipper, man. It's the greatest thing ever.
Dipper. I was gonna ask,
Dude,
what do you get there?
one of my favorite days, I remember it vividly. It wasn't Chili's. It was Blondie's in the city. It was a birthday party that I had that happened to fall on a football Sunday. Had a bunch of people, went to Blondie's, nestling all the food, the beer, the drinks, the Surfsides. Surfside wasn't a thing back then, so I'm lying about that. But like if I went now, it'd be Surfside. But you get the point. And then just bar hopping a little bit, maybe go to the next spot. But yeah, locking down a Chili's or whatever it may be all day. I think we got to do that. Badabooms, are you in for that if we do that?
See, I was gonna bring this in here and kind of sit beside Mike with this one. Can I call you Mike or Pudgy? I know you guys did that bit before.
Mike's good.
All right, I'll call you whatever you like, sir. You're saying before, like talking about his lifestyle, how he watches the game. I'm the same exact way. I totally get it. You got to watch it the first time emotional. The second time is on the emotional come down, and the third time is when you're straight and you want to critique everything with the all 22.
Okay. So now you bring up a good point because you're getting us back on track. And thank you. You can now exit stage left.
Oh,
thank you.
Okay.
Still didn't find the lotion. So he's right. Like you do all that. How the fuck do you find the time to do all that? 3 times?
Oh, I mean, cutting through the second one is a little bit easier because you could fast forward through the commercials, so it doesn't take as long. And then the all 22 is like there's a little button I have that you just press it like this, like I have a film session thing where I could just
clicker.
Clicker. That's what they call it.
Now, how do you do this? Educate me, because I've heard people talk about the all 22. You have to subscribe to like NFL.com or something.
Yeah. So you subscribe to NFL.com, and then they send you any one of the game films that you that come through. Usually it takes about 24 hours, and then you could rewatch the game. And then I click through on my TV with the clicker. How
did you get the proper remote for that? Because if I do this, I want the clicker.
It was Best Buy. I went to Best Buy, set up the thing where I could connect it to my TV.
Right.
Because you have to get one that connects to your TV, and then you could go through with the game film.
Wow. And like easily to rewind and
yeah. You could yell at the TV if you want. You could act like you're a coach.
Okay. So now this is appealing to me on multiple levels. Here's where you guys lose me a little bit. Don't you miss just being a fan? Like, why do you need to know how the sausage is made? You're not a coach.
True.
You're not going to be on the defensive staff or the offensive staff for the Giants. Don't you want to just, like, who do you care how many pancakes somebody's got? Like, don't you want to just watch the game play out and enjoy it as a fan, or be angry as a fan?
Have you ever played like in the like outside in a basketball court, and in your head you're shooting around and you're like, that agent's going to pass by in his car one day. He's going to see me shooting. No. One day. Well, you never did that?
No.
Some kids did that growing up. No, you never know. One day somebody will see, oh, this guy watches. No, I'm kidding. I have no desire to be a coach. I'd be a terrible coach. I'd be a horrible GM. But the point is, like, I get it, because even if I'm looking and breaking, even the best people that break down film are still wrong, like sometimes. Right. So it's like, I just enjoy it, and it jacks me up, and it just gets me excited to watch.
I think it's great that you and other people are into that, especially nowadays with YouTube and social media. Like, you see a lot of fans breaking down film like they're Brian Baldinger. And you're right. And even if Baldy breaks it down and nobody does it better than him, even he's not 100% on nailing that every player is going to be good and this or that. So, like, for me personally, like, that stuff kind of bores me. It's too in the weeds. To be educated on certain things, sure, I guess. But imagine me the Monday after talking about, like, you see the A gap here wasn't hit properly. Or it's like, how come Kayvon Thibodeau couldn't get to the quarterback? What the hell is going on? Like, I think option B is a little more entertaining there. You mentioned the defense before, and you can break down the film, all 22. You're watching it. What do you think of the Giants' defense this year? To me, the opening drive, they got gashed when Aaron Jones was in there with the Vikings. You think the Giants are going to be okay stopping the run without Dexter Lawrence? What about the potential overall of their defense?
Well, I think Denard Wilson was probably one of the most important hires the team could have had this offseason. I think the aggressiveness that he's going to show with some of his blitz schemes and some of his packages is going to be great for the corners because they have the names up front, just like they had the names last year, but it just didn't work under Shane Bowen's scheme. You're seeing guys like Chauncey Golston dominating preseason game number 1, dominating today against the Dolphins. Sometimes it's not the player, it's the scheme that they're in that's the biggest problem. And having no DJ Reader or Shelby Harris against the Vikings, I didn't really want to take too much seriously with the run game, which has been a problem with the Giants, even with Dexter Lawrence last year. It was horrible. One of the worst Giant run defenses we've ever watched. I think once we get Reader in there, a guy who commands a lot of double teams, Harris next to him, you move down Darius Alexander, who looked good last year, looks good rushing the passer. They have the weapons to be one of the more dominant pass rushes that we've watched in a few years.
And all the names there on defense, Reese, Carter, Thibodeau, Burns, they should be able to get to the run, stop the run game. Okay, whatever, show us that. Reader comes back, whatever. I feel like they'll figure that out. I don't think it's going to be as bad as it looked on that opening drive. But will this team, I mean, they have the players to be elite defensively as far as getting to the quarterback. And Abdul Carter today was talking about, or yesterday, now when you're listening to this, was talking about how he wants to be great. I do get the feeling, Mike, that under Harbaugh, he is going. I thought he was going to be a stud last year. I was wrong. And then the meetings and falling asleep and being late, whatever it was, unacceptable. That stuff's not going to happen under Harbaugh. And I'm really expecting big things from Abdul Carter. Where are you at with Carter going into the season?
It's a good point, too, because a lot of people are kind of forgetting that Abdul Carter was here last year as the number 3 overall pick. You got the brand new toy in Arvell Reese. You got Brian Burns, who's the all-pro, 16 and a half sacks. You got Kayvon Thibodeau, who seems to be more mouth than play on the field. Yeah. So people focus on him a lot as well. And you have just Abdul Carter just sitting there waiting to be that 12, 13, 14 sack player that we all think he could be. His pass rush win rate was tremendous last year, top 5 in football. He just couldn't finish at the quarterback, and we hear that a lot with guys like Leonard Williams. This is a guy who's going to finish at the quarterback, especially with the assistance of Denard Wilson's scheme and having Burns, Thibodeau, and everybody else on that defensive line.
Is there a beat writer that you like to follow? You have a favorite? You have anybody that you don't like? I was just thinking about, because we had Pat Leonard on. He was the last time I think we did a full Giants thing. Some people, I love Pat. He's a good dude. If you ever meet him, you'll like him. But I can understand why sometimes Giant fans get rubbed the wrong way by him. Do you follow the beat writers? Or you just like, no, fuck it, I'm breaking down the film on my own. I don't need these beat writers.
No, I'll follow Jordan Renan. I like Jordan Renan's a guy. Connor Hughes, I'm a huge fan of. I think he does a really good job. Pat Leonard, if I met Pat Leonard, I'd probably really like the guy, like you said.
Yeah.
And there hasn't been much positive to be with the Giants anyway, so it's not like he's pulling things out of his behind. But there's things. So there's sometimes where I just feel like he's really just forcefully attacking the team a little more than he really has to. But then again, if I'd probably meet the guy, I'd probably really like him.
Where are you at with Bobby Skinner and Giants Nation?
I love Bobby Skinner. I'm a huge Justin Panic fan. I think he does a really good job on his show. Skinner does an amazing job as well. It's a couple other guys that are just escaping my mind, but
there's so many of you guys out there. Bobby Skinner, to me, that dude, I think he's the best, pound for pound. He does the same stuff with you with the film. He's all into it. But my God, he's traveling. He's going to camp and and he's been doing it for a while. Obviously, he was with John Boy and then broke out on his own. So I like him. I was just curious from your perspective, being the diehard Giants fan that you are. You know, I was first a Giant fan in the early 90s. I know. I don't know why. It's a great question. I honestly think it was just kind of boring for me. My father was not a sports fan. The Braves were good with Deion Sanders. My grandfather watched the Braves. Deion was a dual sport athlete. Back in the 90s, I had the starter jacket for the Falcons, and one thing led to another. But I remember I wanted to get a Felipe Sparks jersey. Even before that, I was into the Giants, and I liked Sehorn. I loved Phil Simms, LT, Carl Banks, all those guys. Matt Barr. I don't know what happened, but I could have been a Super Bowl champion multiple times over. Now, I was at the game. I was at I know. I was at the Super Bowl 42. Eli, David Tyree. Did you ever go to the Super Bowl at all?
No, I've never been to a Super Bowl.
Playoffs?
I was at the 2011 game when they went to the second Super Bowl with Eli, but the only playoff game hosted at MetLife Stadium since it's been open.
Oh,
against
that
Atlanta.
was the Falcons. Yeah. I was at that one too, right? They get crushed that game. Falcons only got a safety, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the safety.
Oh, man. You going to any games this year?
Yeah, I'm going to be there opening night against Dallas. I gotta have that feeling. I'm going to let all those people know all the film that I broke down just to come here and get every one of my opinions wrong.
So now that game you're going to be at it. Do you have to come back and then so you're at the game, then do you come back and watch it with the sound, then again without the sound, and then the all 22? Is that a 4?
No, that's not a 4-parter. That's probably still a trifecta. I'll just do the second one without anything, and then I'll wait for the tape to come out.
What do you think is going to be the identity of Giants football this year?
It's going to be a heavy running attack. They were fifth in the NFL in rushing last year. I think it's only going to improve with the offensive line. They're going to be ground and pound, especially now with Patrick Ricard. They're going to be a lot of fun to watch. And then I think this defense is going to be really, really good. I truly do. And I know they're a little thin at the corner position, but I think they're going to be very good.
You would think the one thing that could overcome the thin corners, getting to the quarterback. Yeah. Right? I mean, that's it. We don't need a lot of coverage sacks. We need the Giants pass rushers, and they have plenty of them to get to the freaking quarterback. It really has the potential. I'm telling you, earlier on in the offseason, I was like, all right, well, I love Harbaugh, but I just think the Giants have so long to go from where they've been for the last several years. The more that time went on, the more I heard from Harbaugh, the more I thought about it and the pieces in place, I'm like, man, I think this team could actually be good. Do you think they could be a playoff team in year one with Harbaugh?
I do. I truly do. I actually think this is going to sound homerish, but I truly think they could fight with Dallas and Philly for the division this year.
On par with Dallas and Philly?
Yeah, I do. I think Philly's going to take a step back compared to what they've been the last few years. Dallas's offense is going to be really electric, but that defense still scares the hell out of me. They gave up almost 30 points a game last year and couldn't stop anybody. I still think it remains the same, and I also don't trust Schottenheimer as the head coach. I really think Philly takes a step back. Washington falls into fourth, and all three teams, middle of November, are still fighting for the NFC East.
I think the one thing definitively that I would give the Giants an advantage of in the NFC East is the head coach. I think they got the best head coach. I know Sirianni's won a Super Bowl. I know the Eagles are perennial. Like, the Eagles will be good regardless of who the coach is. They've proven that. Howie Roseman's the best GM there. And I do agree with you, a little bit of a step back. I don't trust Schottenheimer. I don't like Dan Quinn at all. Although I would be a little nervous about Jaden Daniels. Assuming he's healthy here, should be a nasty division. But yeah, I mean, maybe Dallas adding Von Miller, they should be better defensively. That's the expectation. But maybe people sleeping on the Giants a little bit. And before the season even kicks off, everyone's making predictions. Who wins the division? Who makes the playoffs? Who's lifting the trophy at season's end? On Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform, you could trade those predictions in a live market. Speaking of Big Blue, will they qualify for the playoffs this season? Right now, Big Blue trading at 32%. Meaning a $100 trade would pay out $307 if they clinch his playoff spot. Now, if you want to go against that, at 73% no, 100 would net you 137. So on Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you could buy in and out of your position, trade the draft pick, the game, and more on Kalshi. Download the Kalshi app. Use code SAL to get $10 when you trade $10. KALSHI, Kalshi. Trade on anything. Must be 18 or over. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Kalshi products are not available in all jurisdictions. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory. I mean, look, I like it. I like those odds for the Giants to get in the playoffs. And usually I like going against the grain with this stuff. And I think the common belief is going to be they'll be better, but not good enough. Matter of fact, I should look up the next time I'll look up the division odds, because I think you bring up a good point. If we think they can make the playoffs, Who's to say that they couldn't win that division with maybe the other two teams taking a step back this year? Led by Harbaugh and Dart. Who's the best combination in the NFC East right now? Head coach, quarterback.
I think it's Harbaugh and Dart. And if you just look at the amount of teams that get in, which is 7, the Giants might have to win the division to get into the playoffs because the NFC is pretty stacked with about 9 or 10 teams. You could actually argue that will make the postseason.
Giants front end of the schedule, though, I know week 2 is impossible. Like week 1 could be a really determining game. Not only to feel good, first game under the Harbaugh era regime, not only divisional opponent with the Cowboys, but if you win that, it sets you up nicely because their schedule after the first 2 weeks really softens up to where even if they go 0-2, you could still make the case they could be 4-2 after 6 weeks.
Yeah, and you beat Dallas week 1 Sunday night. You're going to have the fan base, the players having the belief now that everything that's been going on here the last few seasons, more than a few seasons, is completely changed now, and we're going for the division at that point.
Yeah, I went to, was it last year that I went to a game? I think so. Last year, the Thursday night football game against the Cowboys. Was it Thursday night against the Cowboys last year? Week 3, where neighbors.
Chiefs.
Say it again?
They played week 3 Sunday, or week 2 Sunday night against the Chiefs, or 3. I was at that one on
I think it was week 3 Thursday night. Badabooms, make yourself useful and look that up, please. Week 3. I could be 2 years ago because then I went to, it might be 2 years ago now I'm thinking about it. Neighbors' rookie year was 2 years ago, right?
2, yeah.
Yeah, so then I think it was his rookie year. I can't hear you. Your mic is
week 3 this year was against the Chiefs.
Right, so then it was 2 years ago.
I also have the NFC East trading number that I was working on for you.
Yeah, go ahead, give me that. Yeah.
So the Giants are on here, and you got to kind of correct me on this. The Giants are at 1%. I don't know if I'm looking at this the right way. Does that sound right?
I don't think you're looking at that. That does not sound right. I could try to look it up right here. Give me a second here.
Philadelphia is yes at 100%.
No, that can't be right. No way. NFC East. Okay, I'm looking it up right now. No, I have it. The Giants are trading at 15%. So if you put
there you go.
If you put 100 on the Giants to win the NFC East, that pays out $629. Looks like the Eagles are the favorite. Eagles are trading at 41%, Cowboys 36%. I'm not sure why people are so high on the Cowboys. The Eagles I get. I don't get it with the Cowboys, especially with Schottenheimer. I know they were better than I thought last year. They have great offensive weapons. Maybe they're a little bit better on defense. I still don't think they're a clean, tough, consistent, well-rounded football team. Eagles, you can make an argument for, they're always good. Cowboys, I'm not so sure.
Well, I think especially the NFL, it kind of takes a while to break the way people view you around outside the league and inside the league. The Giants are going to have to prove to people that they could start winning. Dallas has done it already. Philly's done it already. They're going to be the odds-on favorites as long as Dak and Jalen Hurts are there. They haven't really had much change except for losing a couple of players, but both sides of the spectrum, they're both going to have to prove the other side wrong for these type of odds to kind of take the next step.
How many wins you going with?
On the low end.
I'm sure you broke down the schedule 15 times already by now.
No, not that much. A few. On the low end, probably 7 if I'm being
right.
Because they have a few gimmies there. And it's tough to say gimmies when the team's been so bad. But they got a few gimmies on the schedule, like, Arizona, Tennessee. On the high end, I think they could go 10 to 11.
Right. Okay. And 10, you might be able to sneak with the division. I think you get 11. I think you probably win the division.
If you're winning 10, 4 of those probably have to come against the division. You have to go 4-2 in your division at some point.
I will say that in years past, even though the Giants did beat the Eagles, they beat them a couple of times, right? Did they beat them last year even?
Last year, yeah.
Mixed up. They beat them last year once. Did they beat them the year before that? But it might have been the game didn't really count for the Eagles at the end of the year. Point is, even though they've beaten the Eagles on occasion, it still never feels like they're on equal footing going into those games. This year, I do think it's different. Even week 1, even if they were competitive last year or 2 years ago against Dallas, going in, it's like, I don't know. This year going in, because of Harbaugh, because of Dart, I do think the Giants fit the mold of what I would usually look for. A team that hasn't done it yet, and people are going to need to see it before they believe it, but also has the potential to be a top team. They could be the team that comes out. I'm not going to say they're going to do what New England did last year. I think that would be crazy talk in the NFC. I would be stunned if that were the case. But I do think it is realistic to have this team win double digits and put themselves on the map to where everybody, they become the darlings this year. Like, look at Jackson Dart and Neighbors and Scadaboo and Harbaugh, and look at what they've all been able to defensively with Reese and everybody else. I mean, the freaking piece. Well, outside of the secondary, what's the weakness on this team? Special teams are going to be better. They're going to be able to kick the ball this year through the uprights. They'll be able to cover punts, kick the ball within the parameters. They don't have to have penalties. They're not going to be a stupid football team. Like, where's the weakness outside of the secondary?
No, and plus, they're probably 3 to 4 collapses away last year from Brian Dable still having a job this year. Like, if they don't collapse in the Dallas game, the Denver game, the other games that they collapsed, you might be having Brian Dable continuing to have a head coaching job with the New York Giants right now because of wanting to draft Jackson Dart. I think coaching alone gets them to 5 to 6 wins. And then the players are just going to have to pick it up and get in the other 3 to 4.
I'm looking forward to seeing it, man. Hey, do me a favor. Seriously, let's make it a thing for at least one football Sunday we get together. With that, like, it could be. I mean, I'd prefer probably watch a Giant game with you and see how nutty you get. But maybe it's on a Giants bye week where we could go out to a bar or something. Because I need that. I need to get out and experience that. We down to do that?
I'd love to do that. That'd be great.
Problem is you live so far away.
Hell no. I'm not giving up a football Sunday to hear you yap all day. And yeah, I injected myself into this.
No, you might have to.
No, let Pudgy Mike enjoy football Sunday.
No, that's your job. That's your job. You might have to. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have you film us. How about that?
Sea chair during football Sunday?
Now you have to film us eating triple dippers at the Chili's.
I go for a triple dipper right now.
We'll make it a Jets bye week or like a night game or something.
Hey, you're the big shot here. Can you just hook us up? Like, get us tickets to go to a game? That's a different story. You want to go to a game? Let's go to a game.
I think the better experience, honestly, is watching at a bar.
Depending on where you are.
Yeah. All right, we'll make it happen.
What the food looks like.
Pudgy Mike is so far away. You're north. He's south.
I really have no say in the travel. Like, I got to suck it up and drive no matter what.
That's correct. I mean, Pudgy Mike, I took him to Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Did you see that?
It was a great vlog. I love the vlog. It was awesome.
I think it could have been done a little bit better, but thank you. We appreciate it.
It did make me emotional.
Thank you.
Oh, dude.
It did. At the end, when you guys were watching the final buzzer go off, it was a little emotional.
You like the song, the little music touch at the end?
Of course, yeah. It fits right in.
How unbelievable was that Knicks win, man?
Hang on, wait. Let me switch gears. All right, good. This finally came in after 2 months.
I know, brutal. He doesn't even have. I have his at my house because it didn't come in. Hold on.
I haven't worn a snapback forward since I was like 6 years old, so this feels so weird.
Mine's still a freshie. I didn't even.
That's
nice.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna. I don't want to bend it and actually wear it. Although
no way, your head is that small, bro.
No, look, I didn't touch it.
That's fresh.
Put it on again.
But it's like not even.
Just put it on again.
It's got the stickers and everything.
That looks like one of those like goofy big ass hats.
You better be careful because it does look like that. It does look like one of those.
Why is your head so small?
Sal, you're a champion. It could look however the hell it wants.
It's exactly right.
You're a champion.
Champions. I got his hat, but maybe I'm gonna maybe I'll wear this one out and then keep his for my like keepsake one.
Huh?
Yeah. And
so now this dude would have had 2 NBA Finals hats that were bought in for me and told to me that I was receiving that he would have kept or given away.
Did you, Mike? Did you get the shirt with the jewels on it?
I have it. A friend of mine has it. And I just have to go pick it up in Long Island. Okay. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, I know. My buddy Saratoga Wills actually has it, but it still hasn't come in yet. All these things are on back order.
Huh?
Yeah. I can't wait to get to the Garden this year. Oh man, dude!
I got that Prigioni Chinese jersey.
Do you realize how sick this is going to be for New York sports now? Where we got the Yankees. I know, like, all right, not a Yankee fan, whatever, but still, Yankees in the postseason. Even if you're rooting against them, Yankees in the postseason, chasing a World Series. Giants, Jets starting up in a couple of weeks. Knicks next month in October. Like, dude, this is it. We're entering the zone here.
Mets red hot, hottest team in baseball. No, but it's true. And how long just a few years ago were we like what happened to New York sports? What is going on here? It was Boston, the Bruins, the Red Sox. Everybody's winning except New York. Now it seems like we officially flipped the script here, starting with the Knicks, and everyone's going to start getting contagious.
Well, we better hope. I mean, the Mets, unfortunately, it's about next year. I mean, you're right. It's good that they're closing strong. We'll see what happens. I feel better about next year already, but it is about next year. Yankees still this year. New York football is going to be the determining factor. Knicks did what they needed to do. The football teams haven't even gotten us to Halloween between the two of them. It can't get us to Halloween once. I think that's going to change this year.
This is how it's supposed to be, though. Like, isn't that great? I grew up most of my life, and I was just watching dog shit teams, dog shit performances. Like you said, they can't get out of the first month of the season with the exception of the Yankees. It's so fun to finally feel the true meaning of sports. This is why we watch.
Yeah. Well, no, that's not why we watch. We watch because we love it. We don't like.
I watched the Jets for one. They've never been good in my lifetime.
But that's my point. So if you were watching for it to be good, you would have quit a long time ago because they're horrible. I watch
because I want to see this. I want to see the success part.
Well, I never thought it would happen.
Guy tears his Achilles part.
Where'd you watch? Where were you, Mike, for Game 5?
We were at a bar in New Jersey. It was just a few of us at the bar. I mean, it was pretty crowded with everybody else, but we were over there. It was pretty fun.
Yeah. So I was going to bring him some Surfsides, but he's like, I think you're a couple hours from me, no?
I don't know. Am I?
Hours?
I have to look that up again. All right.
We can do that. A couple hours is like.
Anyway, we meet up, Surfside, Superlights. I'm bringing them, even if we go to a bar, whatever. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate the time.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
We'll definitely reconnect and get you on again during the season. All right.
Thank you.
All right. That does it for this episode of these. Oh man, I do love this hat. I got to get this thing right. It is. I mean, it's a championship hat. I don't know. The only other one I own is from '94.
Do you break the brims or do you keep them like that?
No. From '94, I still have it fresh. I'd go up and get it, but I don't.
Well, those old school brims though are low key kind of already broken in.
No, that one was it's still flat. The hat's a little. It's not as stiff.
I love that hat from that Rangers. Well, you're talking about '94 for the Knicks going to the finals?
No. I'm talking about the '94 Rangers Stanley Cup hat.
Correct. I
still have the OG. All right, that does for us. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Please download, rate, subscribe, smash that like button. We appreciate it. We'll be back with more fresh content for you next week. Bye.